afternoon, South Africa, and a very warm welcome to you. This is a brand new week. This is Afternoon Express. My name is Jeannie D.
Welcome indeed. I'm Bonnie Mbuli. You look amazing.
Thank you. You know, we actually get so many requests from people that write into the show asking about everything that we wear and where is it available. So all you need to do is visit our Facebook page or our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, for all of the wardrobe details.
Yeah, first up, in the loft today, we're joined by veteran and seasoned theatre guru, Thoko Ntshinga, and she's been in the game since the 70s, and she's had such a huge role in the development of theatre in South Africa. I mean, I was looking through her CV. She's got like over 60 projects that she's been a great part of. Yeah,
that is incredible. Now, you know, I go through these moments where a new week I start a new obsession. So it's either boxing. Oh, speaking about boxing, Muhammad Ali passed away recently.
R.I.P.
But so there's boxing, there's running, there's switch, there's sweat, there's everything. I mean, I'm obsessed with all of these new workout things. So today I'm starting a new.
What's your new obsession this week?
My new obsession, Pilates. And we've got a lady called Antoinette, and she's going to be in the loft teaching us some moves.
That's awesome. And also, winner home on Afternoon Express. Our contestants are halfway through their first task, the guest bedroom. I'm so excited to see what they've done so far. So we're going to catch up with them and see what they still have to do.
Exactly. And Daniela's in the kitchen.
Indeed, it's going to be an absolutely exciting day on Afternoon Express. Hope you guys are excited for a brand new week of the show, because Jeannie mentioned a lot of things to do with exercise and things that require a lot of effort. So today on Afternoon Express and throughout this whole week, we're going to be getting rid of these things. I'm just going to throw those away because all we need are these today. It's all about finger food on Afternoon Express, right? Welcome, Clement. Good to have you, dude.
Thank you so much.
Did you have a good weekend?
I did. And you?
Awesome. Very, very good weekend. Nice and productive.
Good. So we're going to talk about everything to do with finger food and street food this week.
Cool.
So I'm starting off with a bit of a classic, but I'm going to give it a Clem twist. It's chicken wings done like you've never seen them before. It's going to be. I'm going to have to wait till it's going to be nutty. Yeah, it's going to be nutty, spicy. It's going to be all those amazing things. Can't wait for it.
Okay, he's not going to share all those details, but if you want to go and find all the details on what we're making today, go onto our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. The recipe and the shopping list is available for you over there. But today's show is yours, and I'll tell you why. Because on our social sites, we're asking you a question. You can basically allowed to ask all of our guests, any guest that we have on the loft today, any question you want, and later on we'll be chatting about some of the questions and responses that you guys have given on the social site. So go onto Twitter right now, ask any questions for our guests in the building today. Afternoon Chat is the Twitter handle. Use that hashtag Afternoon Express, or go to our Facebook page, Afternoon Express, and send us all your comments and your questions, and we'll read them later on. You can also call us 083-913-3728. So legendary food in the kitchen and a legend on the couch.
Our first guest today is a true legend of the South African TV and theatre scene. You may remember her iconic roles on TV, such as Donna from Egoli and Nomsa Dlamba on this SABC1 drama series, Interrogation Room. Her work on stage, though, dates all the way back to the 70s, and she has played an integral role in the development of South African theatre and is the founder of the Nansi Arts Development Association. Joining us in the loft is Thoko Ntshinga. Welcome, Ma. How are you?
Thank you, Bonnie. Thanks for having me. Yeah. I'm very well, thank you.
Good, good. Last time I saw you, we were on set together.
Yes, yes, we were.
It's such an honor for me to be able to say that to most of the people that come visit us in the loft.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Kanye was here and we were talking about it.
Oh, yeah. That's incredible. We actually worked on Wallander together. Have you managed to see Wallander?
Not yet, no. Actually,
and how did you find that production? Wallander was a detective series that Mam Thoko and I worked
on. Yes, things were different. You know, the way we do things, South Africans, we are free when we do stuff. And it was so... what can I say?
Restricted.
Controlled, restrictive and stuff like that. But it looked beautiful when we looked at the playback.
Had a lot of Swedish sensibility in it, I guess. Well, you've had a love for performance from way back in the day. What drew you to performance, even especially at a time when the theatre doors were closed to black performers?
I know. I come from a very artistic family. You know, my mother was a jazz singer. One of my uncles was a guitarist, bass guitarist. My other uncle was a drummer. So music has always been within the family. But again, there were nurses as well. So there were two choices: to become an artist or to become a nurse. Wow. So I started being a nurse and I realized it's too strict.
Not for you?
Not for me, so I crossed over.
You clearly don't enjoy anything that's constrained.
I can't. I'm a Gemini, so I need my freedom. I need my freedom, so I couldn't.
Yeah, so at that time when the black voice was censored, did you and your colleagues feel like theatre was a voice, a platform for you guys to voice a lot of what you were going through? And were there any cryptic messages perhaps that were embedded in your work?
There always was that kind of feeling that when you are on stage, you do become the voice of the people, the voiceless people. And the messages that we were portraying and telling the whole world were very good messages. In a way, it was a way of waking up South Africa to say, it's not right.
Blowing a trumpet.
Yes, we don't have to take this. Let's talk about it. And dodging bullets and being closed in a theatre where the system would find out that there's this kind of a play happening, and then they would visit and that show would be banned. But we never got tired because
that didn't deter you.
No, it didn't. It didn't. Because we were, I think, at a stage where we felt that the 1976 children who died were actually giving us a wake-up call to say, we know you've been trying, but maybe not hard enough. So we can try pushing. Try pushing. That was, a call.
Yeah. And what would you say was your biggest break?
Career-wise? Career-wise, I think I would first say when the Space Theatre gave me a chance to be on stage with a play by Fatima Dike, and it actually gave me an insight of what happens within a theatre. And I was lucky enough to work with students from the University of Cape Town at the Space Theatre. Yes. But then I think in theatre, what was my big break? Because I've actually enjoyed everything that I've done. No, Miss Julie was yesterday. Miss Julie was yesterday. There were other productions, that one felt. And you created, for instance, in 1978, we created Cincinnati. Cincinnati was also looking at the plight of mixed relationships. People going to the same club.
That was quite daring for that time.
That was very daring. We went, it was about a club that opened in Johannesburg, and that was rated all the time. But then that was the only club that accepted all races. Yeah. So to take something like that and put it on stage and say to people, we're being closed here, say something. For me, that was my break. Yes. That was my break.
Wow. One of the things that are very memorable for me was seeing you on Egoli. I mean, Egoli for me was a very very elitist Afrikaans society series that seemed kind of like unattainable and inaccessible. And seeing you on it was just always like, wow, it's so refreshing. What was that experience like, and what was the audience's reaction to that?
I ended up being the darling of the Afrikaner.
You did.
Because I spoke Afrikaans.
Because you spoke Afrikaans.
You see, that's some actors don't want to be that versatile. Right. I come from Cape Town, and coming from Cape Town is
thinking of you.
I'm telling you, yes, it's 3 languages that are spoken in the Western Cape, and I was always that person that wanted to know more. So I spoke Afrikaans freely, and when Egoli, I was not even auditioned in Egoli. I walked in to say, that's always been my thing, to walk into a space and say, I believe you're going to be doing this. So here I am, you know? So, and I had I was lucky enough to have worked with Danny Odendaal, who was directing Velapi, the comedy series. That was my big break in television.
Do you feel like in your role you broke down a lot of stereotypes?
I think so. I think I'm a, should I call it, daring kind of person? I'm the kind of person that says, here I am, let's do it together. And if not, why not? You know, years back I walked into the Nico Malan, it was an all-white theatre, so I said, I'd like to see the director of this place. I believe you're going to be doing a show, and the show has a black woman in it. I'm the black woman, employ me. Even though they didn't employ me, but I felt I did knock on that door and I made him think.
Your recent work, Born in the RSA, which you co-wrote and you directed and produced. Tell us about what is it about?
Born in the RSA was about how different people of South Africa are affected or were affected by the state of emergency during the time. You know, because you would be sitting in a white corner and you wouldn't know what's happening in the black township and vice versa. So Born in the RSA was telling stories from a housewife to a teacher to a spy to, you know, it was that kind of a show where we all brought in our different messages and different stories.
And highlighted commonalities.
And the aim was also, we were still pushing then because the aim was to take it overseas. The trend was that if something is seen overseas, then South Africa relaxes a bit. So it comes back and we are able to, because South Africa gets embarrassed by the fact that this statement has been made outside of South Africa.
Yes,
So
yes.
it was another way of embarrassing the government then.
Wow. Okay, well, we're not done talking. We'll be right back with you shortly. After the break, we're back on the couch with more from Thoko Ntshinga. And in the kitchen, we're celebrating finger foods with some spicy chicken wings and chili nut sprinkle. If you have any questions or comments for Thoko Ntshinga, then tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express, comment on our Facebook page, or call us on 083 913 3728. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. I'm in your favorite spot on Afternoon Express, and that's in our kitchen today with our resident chef, Clem Pedro. This legend always makes the most delicious things on the show, and we share all the recipes and shopping lists with you, so you can cook along with us on Afternoon Express. But this week, we're doing something slightly different, because I've been complaining all the time that I'm getting fatter and fatter because of all the delicious desserts we've been making. So it's time for us to go also simple food as well as things that are not desserts for once. So I'm very, very excited about that. Today we're making chicken wings, but with a complete new twist.
It is. Well, actually, it's kind of a play on like Asian style of chicken wings. Normally what they do, what they're very good at doing, is besides doing the wing, they add so much more texture to it, which makes it just like chicken wing times 10.
Yes,
cool.
which is amazing. Lots of batters and things that they're putting on top. Is that what we're going to try and do?
We're not doing a batter, but we're going to create that crunch as if we would have a batter on it.
Cool.
You're so smart. You're like, I see where you're going with this. So what I always do is I take the tips off of the chicken wings.
Cool.
Just get those off. I mean, you don't have to. I mean, the wings are amazing when it comes to making stocks at home.
Yeah, and the reason being, obviously, I'd assume, is because there isn't the meat to bone ratio in that little tip there is not...
The meat to bone ratio.
Yeah, that's a thing that I like to think. When I'm eating chicken wings or something at a restaurant, I always want to know that the meat to bone ratio is pretty damn good.
So I'm using garlic salt. Again, garlic salt's amazing because besides seasoning, it has that extra garlic flavor in there. So
No, really?
Yes, I read that.
So I would never have thought that like garlic salt would have like that garlic flavor.
Stop it. Some
Chili, you have to.
chili, black pepper a little bit. And then I've got some coriander seeds over there. And this is ground cumin, sorry. If you just give that a sprinkle.
Cool, and these are obviously you've just ground yourself on a pestle and mortar.
And I'm using the seeds instead of the ground version because what happens is as that cooks,
fragrant.
it is. As it cooks, it goes crispy, a little crunchy, and you want that.
Yes.
So no oil needed. Give it a good rub, and that goes to the oven for about half an hour.
Okay.
Then what you're going to start doing is, okay, ours have got to the oven for half an hour. It's still a bit hot. But I'm going to grab and put them in the pan. So while I'm doing that, I want you to put together the glaze for me.
Okay, cool. I can do a glaze.
Cool. So all I need is some... Actually, you know what? You don't need to.
Oh, no. I was
It's
so
done
looking
already.
forward to doing something.
So in my original recipe, I said you should do the glazing method in the oven.
Yes.
But I had the bright idea to actually do this ahead of time. Roast off your chicken wings and keep it in the fridge, ready to go. Just make sure you cool them down before it goes to the fridge.
In room temperature, yeah.
There we go. Pop them into the fridge, good to go. You come home tonight, ready to go. So, oil in a pan, just a little bit, because the chicken wings render out some of their own fat.
Yes.
So just get the chicken wings back in the pan. And what's going to happen is they're going to start heating it through, but also adding more. I see you checking out the flame that's there. Adds more crunch to the outside of the skin.
Okay.
That's going to
see
start
what you're saying. Ah, so it creates your textures you're talking about earlier on.
Exactly. So for the glaze, it's very simple. I'm just using some sweet chili sauce and some soy sauce. But what also works really well with this recipe, and it's also because it's a winter season, oranges and soy sauce works so well, and it works as a perfect glaze. So that goes in there.
Delicious, actually. I've never really thought about putting those two together. But I think the sweet chili route is the best one to go because it's the most generic. I think the biggest thing about starting with new recipes and trying to become a new cook is to make sure that you at least try the basics first. And once you're done with the basics, then you can start exploring with new flavors. So get this one right with the soy sauce and the sweet chili sauce, and then from there, start adding your own things as you're hearing new bits of advice on TV shows like Afternoon Express.
Absolutely. So what I'm going to ask you to do now, I've got some nuts. These are mixed nuts. And all I've done with them is I just pulse them. You can just actually tip the whole machine out. Just add it to the container over there. Because like I said, we're going to try and add some of the extra texture to it. So I've created a chili nut sprinkle recipe.
Oh, yeah.
And all it is roasted nuts that have just been pulsed up.
Okay.
With some more garlic salt. If I can
You've used mixed nuts, right? You've just used a mixed bag of nuts to get the different flavors in there, the soft, the crunchy,
So to be honest, because I mean nuts are kind of expensive, you can totally just use peanuts. Yeah. And that's got an amazing flavor.
Cool seasoning done.
Cool seasoning done. Then I'm going to chop up a chili for you.
Cool.
So how hot would you like it today?
Oh, I think we've discussed this. I think Jeannie, myself, and I think Bonnie, we're okay with the little bits of chili. Bonnie, maybe not so much, but Jeannie and I can handle a bit of heat. So maybe go in between, middle ground.
So I'll say of a chili that we know is hot, I'm just going to add,
yes.
say that's like just a quarter of it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And if you can sprinkle some coriander in there for me.
Again, the same, coriander. I'm here putting coriander seeds.
Good one, fresh coriander.
Fresh coriander.
I'm going to sprinkle in your chili. You can give that just a final toss together.
Cool, so I can use my hands for that toss?
You can. I was going to show you. I'm going to pour this out over here.
Yes. Oh, this looks amazing.
How glazed those chicken wings look.
Those look amazing. Oh my gosh.
So, next step. I love spring onions, maybe too much.
Okay.
I love them on everything. So spring onions onto our chicken wings.
Cool.
You want to go with that sprinkle?
I'm ready to rock and roll.
Go for it.
So these will just stick to the stickiness from the outside
of the... That's amazing,
the...
because you got like the hot, sweet stickiness of the chicken wing. Then you got the freshness of the spring onions on
delicious.
there. And then you've got the crunch of the nuts.
There's literally everything in a chicken wing. It's sweet, it's burny, it's yummy, it's everything that you could want in a chicken wing.
Okay, last ingredient.
Yes.
And this is a big one for me. You know these. I love them so much.
My favorite.
Crispy onions.
Those you can buy from store, just packed like that, ready to go. They are really simple to get. So.
Absolutely. And they add such an amazing flavor. I mean, instantly, even though these are dried, as soon as they hit the hot wing, you can smell it immediately.
Yes, exactly. And you can also use those for all your salads as well, so they're nice and versatile. Keep them at home in your cupboards and really, really do use them in all the recipes that you can get. This looks amazing. I can't wait to tuck in. Get the recipe from our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. That's where you can find the shopping list for this too. Next time you go to the shop, so you get all the right ingredients for everything we make right here on Afternoon Express. Now, we've got a very exciting announcement to make on the show today. Hellmann's, the world's best mayonnaise, wants you to join them in an unmissable, mouth-watering experience where you and a friend will be treated to a burger-making masterclass by our very own Clem Pedro from Afternoon Express, where he'll provide that burger that will prove to you that a burger just isn't a burger without the unmistakable smooth texture and rich, creamy taste of Hellmann's. Now, following the masterclass, you will test out your new burger-making skills at the Hellmann's #RockYourBurger food truck while on its national tour, where you will create your own signature Hellmann's burger as well as show off your very own selfie bun. Now, that's absolutely right. Your face on a burger bun, hun. Now, that's absolutely rock star. I dig this competition. So to enter the competition, simply log on to our Facebook page, find the daily Hellmann's post, and tell us, what's your signature dish featuring the world's best mayonnaise, Hellmann's? Please note that this competition is only available to viewers living in the Johannesburg area. T's and C's apply and can be found on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. So get entering and tell us how you #RockYourBurger with Hellmann's and Afternoon Express. Bonnie is on standby.
Thanks, hun. Picking up where we left off, we're back on the couch with theatre legend Thoko Ntshinga. So let's talk about your body of film work, which is just as impressive as your theatre work. Dark Tide, A Dry White Season, The Farce About Ace. What have been your most memorable moments in film?
I think A Dry White Season. Painful,
that was
very
quite
painful.
a tragic story. Yeah.
Yes, but very memorable.
Did you find it quite cathartic? I mean, acting as a whole, have you found
Yeah.
that your performance work helps you heal and deal with a lot of issues?
It does. One of the reasons I actually went to study theatre for development and also study life coaching, because it's part of the tools that I use with the young people when I do theatre. It is a healing process. It is a healing skill.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioning just your theatre for development, you have a master's in it. You're also an
Yes, I have a
academic. I mean, I don't even know how you find the time. But what you've just married that role that theatre can play in the lives of young people with development and the love that you have for it. And what have you found in your experiences on that journey?
Man, in the journey, I have found that especially young people, they need some kind of direction. You find that young people want to be in the industry to be famous or for money. A few people are talented, and with those talented people, they don't want to go and study anything because they think they're talented. And the people who study it, you find that sometimes it's actually not in the performance that they end up specializing in.
Right.
Yes, so for me, when I joined the University of Cape Town, you know, armed with my theatre for development degree, I discovered then that actually there's more to be done.
Because you were a lecturer there for
yes,
about
I was
3 to 4 years.
For 3 years there, yes.
Yeah.
I realized that there's more to it than just lecturing, or more to especially township youth where there is no drama in their high schools. So they come across drama at a later stage or after high school, and then it's a struggle to get to university. And which brings me to why I started Nansi Ngai Arts Development.
Yes.
You know, it was from lecturing at
What does that
University
mean?
of Cape Town. Nansi Ngai is a calabash. You know, and when we formed, it's 4 ladies from Langa, that we decided we need to give back. So we felt that in this calabash, you put your need in there. And as these 4 mothers, we will put our hands in there, fish out one of the needs and make it happen.
Wow.
So Nansi Ngai is about realizing people's dreams and trying. And most of the stuff that came out was training.
Yeah.
So we train quite a lot.
And in our context, do you think that we've exhausted the role that theatre and the arts can play in the mending of communities?
We will never.
Or have we even begun to? And what do we need to do to get a step closer?
We still need to continue. We need to encourage young people to write their stories down, to talk about what happens to them. We tend to pull back, and the parents, my generation, is the generation that doesn't really talk about certain things with our young people. And we still need to encourage, you know, we encourage mothers out there. When your child says, I want to do theatre, there is a reason. Because the immediate response is that
no, you won't make any money, it's not a real job.
Yes, and it is a real job, you know. I pay my bond from theatre.
Yeah,
you know, I've bought houses from theatre. So quite a lot of things can happen.
That's incredible.
We just need to continue encouraging, but most of all, I always tell young people, study theatre. Because you don't only perform, there are so many
much more,
areas.
so many tributaries.
Yes, and these are the things maybe their parents don't understand.
Let's talk about Amaza, which you adapted.
Okay.
It's a grade 12 set work which you adapted for the theatre, and you've taken it to the artscape. What's the importance of not just having it as a community play, but taking it to the artscape? And what were some of the challenges of adapting a set work like that?
Very challenging. It takes time. I think with Amaza, it must have taken me 3 months to adapt into a theatre piece, because it is a drama, but it's not written as a performing drama. It's written as a reading. A book. And for us, for Artscape, they felt important to try and assist where they could. And for me, it was looking at my own children. You know, they go to formerly white schools, and then they don't want to speak the language, and they don't read the language. And at home, I refuse to speak English. I speak isiXhosa. My daughter will kill me for this. I always make an example, my youngest daughter, when she says to me, oh, Mommy, I love that lady. Which lady, my darling? Tina Jakesa. And I'm thinking, Tina Jakesa? Who's Tina Jakesa? And I look at the magazine, it's Tina Jaka. You know, and those are the reasons I always say our kids need our assistance if you can. Not many mothers at my age still go and study. But if I can bring a tool, yes, if I can get the skill, and then I'm sure I will be able to give it out there, to spread it out.
It's Youth Month, and not only that, it's the 40th commemoration of June 16, 76. Any thoughts to young people watching out there?
Young people, school. Even if you feel you're tired, because kids today, by matric, they're tired. Take a gap year, go back. You must have something that says, I specialize in this. You go to school to specialize. Not that you can teach yourself, or your friend can teach you to act or whatever. You can get together as community artists and whatever. It doesn't give you that specialized technique that you get.
And you also go to school to learn how to think, and we really need to know how to think.
You're so right, Bonnie. You are so right. Yes, So I'd like to say to young people, when you commemorate June 16, it's not about dancing. It's about the messages. If you dance, then your dance must reflect something. It must say something. Say something to each other. You know, not just I want to go and dance or, you know, have fun. Have fun and bring back a message.
Yes. Thank you so much, Mam Thoko, for joining us. You've been such an inspiration, as always.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Remember, if you have any questions or comments for Thoko Ntshinga, then tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express. Comment on our Facebook page or call us on 083 913 3728. After the break, we're joined by Pilates instructor Antoinette for some easy workout tips that you can do at home. Don't go away.
Express yourself.
welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Pilates brings with it a whole set of physical movements to strengthen you, not just physically, but more importantly, make you mentally aware. Today, we want to focus on health and on mental health and keeping check that through what we eat and keeping active. So today we've got Antoinette from Sea Point Pilates in the Loft to show us how this beloved activity can help you stay mentally fit and get you feeling great. So we're also going to be making a Nutriblast that'll strengthen the mind and keep you alert. But first, welcome Antoinette.
Thank you.
Now, Pilates is something that I am absolutely obsessed with.
Fantastic.
Because it's just tiny little movements that make the biggest difference.
Right, exactly. For me, it's so much about the movement of the spine that is important for mental health because of the impact of moving the spine on your central nervous system. So when you're moving your spine, you're actually massaging your central nervous system and you're creating health energy for your brain as well as every other internal organ. And I think a lot of people don't understand that connection of Pilates. So when my clients come with quite chronic diseases or constant pain and they keep telling me afterwards it's the only thing that helps, I always feel better after a Pilates session, it's not so much about the muscles, it's about the movement and moving well. And being able to move the spine to impact the central nervous system. For me, that's what it's about, mostly.
Wow. And also, I suppose it almost forces you to breathe properly.
It does,
with
yes,
each movement.
Yes, and the diaphragm's actually a really big muscle with the heart sitting right on top of it.
Yeah.
And actually, as your diaphragm moves with your breath, your heart moves, your liver moves.
Exactly.
Your spine, your whole body moves when you breathe.
Do you have some of those moves to show us, especially with the spine, so that we can...
Okay. Yes, all right, so let's start. We're standing as comfortably as you can. So can I demonstrate on you? Because
yeah, please do.
I'm more comfortable teaching than doing.
Of course.
So if you get into your most comfortable stance and you really feel that the floor is grounding you, so your feet are quite comfortable on the floor, you feel that you're really supported, I want you to imagine that you've got a big, strong elastic band pulling you up to the ceiling by the top of your head. But then in that position, being as easy as possible, so trying not to get too stressed, too upright, as comfortable as possible so the body can de-stress. So basically we want the nervous system to de-stress. We spend so much of our time and our lives being stressed. So now, if you now just take a couple of breaths in that position, and wherever you feel the tension, if you can just let go and make it easy in those parts of your body.
Oh,
so
there's tension everywhere. And I've got quite good posture. But I've got to tell you, this is my trouble zone that you can't believe. So I've just got to now breathe into
do
those
what
zones.
you need to do to ease off there. Okay, so often a Pilates class will start with a roll down, you must know it.
Yes.
So you would take a breath in and as you're exhaling, you're going to fold your chest bone in, soften your knees and round your spine and just allow it to take you to where you comfortably can go. That's it. Feel the floor supporting you. Now you're going to breathe into the back of your lungs and as you exhale, push down into your feet and just roll it back up again. So this is moving and decompressing your spine. Not everybody will be able to do this movement because for some people with certain back issues, you're not going to do that.
But it's so, as you do it, you just feel like everything opening up.
Exactly, and as you massage your spine, you massage all those internal organs from your lungs, your heart going through.
So we start off with that. What's our next move?
Yeah, for me, the next move would be then to take the spine the other way into extension where you would lift your chest bone up and you'll feel a natural spontaneous in-breath as you do that. Maybe not quite so far.
These are great things to do just the first thing when you wake up in the morning.
Absolutely,
just to
release
your body.
Exactly.
Okay,
so just taking it, careful of doing too much neck movement. So you want to do it more from the chest bone. So I find if you lead from the center and then you're going to come back through the neutral and let's just take that down again. So you're going to just bring the chest bone in, soften your knees and just fold forward. That's it. Take a big breath in. Exhale, push down into the floor and let that roll you back up. And then you'll feel a natural inclination to just breathe in. So it's that natural spontaneous in-breath that is the release of the nervous system.
Exactly.
So you just feel like you want to breathe in after you've done that movement. Okay, and then what we want to do is move the spine from side to side. So in Pilates, traditionally, we would keep the pelvis really quiet and move from side to side, just moving. But I feel that it's better if you can actually just move the whole spine. Because now you're rotating your spine, you're swinging your arms. These are beautiful movements, as you say, to do as when you wake up in the morning. And this just releases the whole system.
It's amazing
So it's
how
just
these
spiraling
seem
the
simple,
body.
but actually you're doing your body a lot of good.
Yes.
Like, looks
And
like
you're
we're
also just
hanging
warming
around.
it up. You're just like releasing, warming up. So you've moved forward, you've moved back, you move sideways, maybe going into a bend, reaching up and over. So this would generally be in the warm-up, and then coming back. And then using your breath as you exhale, go into the bend, breathe into that open lung and then bring it back. So when you're going over, you're actually compressing your right lung, you're exposing your left, and then you're breathing in here to open
Exactly.
it more. So you're using your breath to enhance these movements.
Okay.
So that would be 3 movements I would start off with.
Perfect. Now that we warmed up, though, we've also got a Nutriblast to make
Yes.
for our mental health. Usually, I think it's so good to start off a week with something as refreshing as this. So
Yes,
you put
so-
together a Nutriblast for us.
Right.
That affects or helps, I suppose, calm the mind.
Yes, yeah. So the body being all connected, so anything that is going to have an impact on health is going to have an impact on brain health, on the whole system. So,
Yeah.
so even though not all of these would be completely just for brain health, they would be for different things. It would help. So if your system's healthy, your brain is healthy, your skin's healthy, everything's
Exactly.
So it's all part of it.
So would this be considered a mood enhancer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, yes. So
Okay, let's make it.
antidepressants.
Antidepressant. Oh, let's
Yeah.
just get going. Winter is here. I need as much antidepressants as I can get.
Okay, so the oats. So we've got about half a cup of oats that we're going to put in. These are good for lowering blood cholesterol, so keeping blood cholesterol
Brilliant.
low. And then our banana to sweeten it up a little bit, so we could just chop it up a bit. So bananas are in so many blasts because of potassium. They have so many health benefits. They're also full of antioxidants like most fruits, and just
Yeah.
nice and sweet without
It's a
putting
miracle
sugar in.
fruit, I like to
Absolutely.
think.
That's why they're in all of them.
Yeah.
Okay, now walnuts have all the things that normal tree nuts have, but they're also great for neurotransmitters or neuro.
Can I
yeah,
show
so
you
this
what
is-
somebody showed me once?
Oh,
If you look
okay.
at a walnut like that,
Yeah.
it looks
Oh,
like
it looks
a brain.
Like a brain, yes.
So it's brain
Gosh.
food for you.
Yes, exactly, it is.
Yeah.
So
There you go. I'll throw those in
I
for
think
you.
neurotransmitters
Some brain
is probably
food.
the wrong word, but you know what I meant. Okay, so then we have chia seeds. Oh, I think everybody knows just how amazing they are. So apparently one of the richest sources of vitamin C and lots of other things.
Exactly.
So incredible food. And then a bit of unsweetened almond milk for those that can't do dairy. So it's really quite a great alternative. So we're not allowed to put it too high. About
This
there, I should
really
imagine.
does look like the best option for a breakfast for me.
Yeah, so healthy.
And it'll give you all of that energy to start off your day, especially
Absolutely.
considering it's a natural antidepressant. That's the only way to start your day.
Cool. Okay, so now we're going to put this on here
Yeah.
somewhere. It's there.
There you go. Yay! That should be good. There you go.
Great. Okay, here we go.
Generally, that's about as good as I get in the kitchen. So that really has made my life a lot easier. Oh, it looks amazing. I have to try it out. There's your cup.
There you go. Oh, I've got to have some. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Gosh, sorry, you've got all of it.
Yeah, let's split it.
Got to put in there.
There you go. Yummy. Sharing is caring. What's a Nutriblast between friends? Now, along with NutriBullet, we want to inspire you to keep fit, eat more balanced, and lead a healthy lifestyle. Visit nutribullet.co.za for more inspiration on delicious recipes and the Nutri-living way of doing it. After the break, it's time for Winner Home on Afternoon Express, and today we're catching up with our design contestants halfway towards finishing their guest bedroom. This I have to taste.
Is it good?
Delicious. This is really going to be one of my favorites as far as breakfast goes. Amazing. We're going to be right back after this.
Express yourself.
Welcome back. It's time for Winner Home on Afternoon Express, the show where you stand a chance of winning a luxury apartment at Val de Vie in the Cape Winelands, valued at more than 3 million rand. It's halfway through the first challenge, and Danilo is standing by with our young design contestants.
All right, so it's been 1 week since our 3 design contestants were tasked with their first room to complete the guest bedroom, where hopefully I will be staying. With only 4 days left to completely finish the room, the pressure is now building. How far have they come? How are they getting along with their mentors? We're joined by our 3 design contestants, Joanne, Minenhle, as well as Rudolph. So Minenhle, I want to start with you, dude. How's your relationship with Val going? She's quite a strict lady.
I wouldn't say she's strict. I would just say she's not afraid to share her opinion. And be bold about it. And for me, that's a positive because that forms that transparent relationship between the two of us, which leads to us being able to get things done quicker. So the decisions get done much more quicker.
So hopefully that's going to work for you. Your sort of chilled out, laid back style with her sort of we need to get things done kind of style will bring something together quite beautifully.
Yeah, so that together comes in very well.
Good. So you guys are already getting going with your guest bedroom. I know, Rudolph, you've already been shopping for flooring and paint.
I have, yes, yeah. So my floors are in at the moment. They're looking great. I went with the oak flooring, mini mosaic style. So, yeah, I'm quite excited to see how it comes out after I choose the final stain.
So ladies not allowed in there because it's oak flooring, hey? Let's get to you, Joanne. You've also gone shopping for your paint and your flooring, but you've already started painting as well.
Yes,
so are you slightly further than Rudolph is?
I hope so. I chose a paint that would fit with the floors because I also have timber flooring and I love the colour that I chose.
Okay, so you guys are well on track, all 3 of you, and I'm looking forward to finding out what's still left to get done because the biggest thing about Winner Home is that you guys have put under immense time pressure. Remember the first time we chatted to all 3 of you, you said you've never worked under this kind of pressure before. You've worked on projects where you had months and months to get things done. Now you've got a very, very short space of time. What's it like working on Val de Vie, Minenhle?
I mean, man, the first time I got there, it was overwhelming for me because it's a very nice place with the landscape and stuff. But at the same time, it's very motivating to work in. It's such a huge and luxurious place. So it's very inspiring for me. And I hope to take this opportunity with both hands.
Awesome, dude. It's a nice eye-opening experience, I think, in some ways, for everybody. For you too, Rudolph.
Yeah, I just can't wait to get in the outdoors with my mountain bike and, you know, see what's out there. But it's amazing.
I was going to ask, because obviously when we chatted, one of your big passions was mountain biking. That's one of the great offerings at Val de Vie, and they're very proud of the different tracks that they've got. I think it's like a 30-kilometre or something that they've got there. You haven't had time,
but
I guess.
They have so many sports that they offer on the estate, so it offers something for everyone.
Okay. Is there going to be a sporty element, sort of outdoors element to your apartment in the guest bedroom?
Well, yeah, there's going to be some touch of you know, nature. Always like to be inspired by nature, so let's see.
I'm wondering why you're wearing the sort of green route here. I'm just trying to check whether you are trying to match what you're wearing now to your room. And yourself, Joanne, has the experience been interesting for you? Because it is a very luxurious estate to find yourself on. And I mean, that comes with a lot of challenges because maybe your creativity is particularly bubbly and fun and friendly, but you have to adapt that to the environment itself. How have you found it?
So it's very relaxing, Val de Vie. I see it as a breakaway type of architecture and the whole vibe there. So I'm going for the more minimalist, spa, relaxing type of look.
Okay, should be very, very interesting. I know something that you guys might not know so far. Mark Riley from ARC paid you guys a visit. Okay, and he had a look at what you guys had done while you weren't there. We've got a clip of what he had to say about all the different apartments. Take a look.
I think Rudolph's doing quite well, also a little bit behind, but I do like the fact that he's concentrated on the floor and he's really given careful consideration to his approach. He's gone for parquet flooring and he's really looked at the detail, and I think that's quite special. He's created a very broad border around the edge and then he's kind of softened that with a very small skirting trim, which is lovely. I like the raw finish that he's presented in the room. So I'm not too sure if he's going to stay in it, and let's see if he does come up with a stain colour. In terms of the finishes that he's looking at the wall colours, I'm not too sure where he's going with the green and grey. Not my favourite colours, a little bit bright for me. But let's see what he does, and hopefully it's going to wow us. I think Jeanet's room is starting to take shape with the completion sort of looming. I think that she's still a little bit behind. But what I have seen is I do like that she's chosen a timber floor, that she's also going to be running that through the whole apartment. So I do like that there's a continuous thread throughout the spaces. And I also like the fact that she's got an accent wall colour that she's chosen for her headboard wall. And I think the colour is very soft, and I think that's quite complementary maybe to who she is. And I think the colour works very well with the timber colour, and the sort of dusty pink tone is kind of one of the colour trends for this year. Other than wires still sticking out of the wall, nothing much is going on, huh? Bit scary. Well, clearly Manenhle needs to pull a rabbit out of the hat. I think he's way behind. And hopefully he's got his planning in order, and hopefully he's got a plan of action to catch up. But that's how it goes in design. You know, sometimes planning doesn't work, and you then have to burn the midnight oil. You've got to push hard. You've got to get your team organized. At the end of the day, the result is you've got to wow the client.
Sure, some pretty interesting stuff coming from Mark there. How do you feel?
Well, as you saw, I'm like the one that's mostly behind. But yeah, hopefully everything's going to come together because I do have things planned out.
What are you doing on our couch? Go finish your apartment. You've got lots of stuff to do, my friend. You're just sitting here relaxed, chilling. And I hope Bal will be able to kick your ass and make sure that you're getting yourself focused and moving towards finishing that apartment fast.
Yeah, definitely. It's just that for me, things are going to come in at once.
Good.
So, yeah.
Cool. He's going to blow everyone away. Let's hope that that is the case. Rudolph, how do you feel about his commentary? You saw that he was a bit unsure of your colour schemes on your walls.
Yeah, I think Mark is a really hands-on guy. So, yeah, if he doesn't like the colours, that's fine. I might not be using those colours in the room after all. So let's see.
Okay, so it is not all about him as well. You've got our 3 judges to appease. Absolutely. Let's hope that they like those too. But it's great advice to look at and someone else's external eye to see it. How does your mentor feel about the colours?
She also had a look. There's one particular one that we both like, so we might go with that one.
Cool. And yourself, Joanne?
So I'm glad he liked the colour that I already chose, and it's going on that wall. And Cumin also really liked the colour. We chose it together.
Good. So it was a very complimentary sort of intake of what you had done so far from Mark. So waiting to see what the final product is like, because technically you've set the bar up here for yourself now. The final product's got to be better than that. Otherwise, these two are both going to be able to climb that ladder towards the end. So hopefully some competition. Hope you guys will be able to see a little bit of what the others are going for and produce something phenomenal. What's still left for you to do, besides everything?
The main thing for me is getting the floor in.
Okay.
I'm also going for timber flooring. So that's the main thing I'm focusing on now. Then everything else is going to come in.
Fall into place. Okay, we haven't spoken much besides the wall paint and the flooring. Have you got other ideas for this room that are going to blow people away?
Yes, I have some elements that I'm going to be applying to make the room look bigger than it is, because it's quite very small.
Cool. So, Rudolph, you've obviously got to make these colour choices. You've bought the paint, you haven't painted the walls yet. What's still left for you to do?
Well, besides that, it's also just furniture being delivered on time, a few things having to be installed on site. So we'll see. It's going to be a hectic 2 days, the last 2 days.
I don't know how you guys are going to cope. Sleepless nights, he says, burn the candle at both ends and just make sure that you... burn the midnight oil was the right phrase that he used. Yourself, Joanne?
I still have to do the headboard. That still needs to come against the wall. And then my very interesting cupboard that I've got planned still needs to be figured out and fitted.
Well, they only have 4 days left to complete their guest bedroom. The pressure is mounting. So make sure you follow Afternoon Express this week to see how it all pans out.
Very exciting. And of course, we are honoured and excited to have winner home here on Afternoon Express. You'll see the contestants gradually transform 3 properties at Val de Vie Estate using finishes provided by Caesar Stone and Plascon. Judging their work are renowned architects Stefan Antoni and Roselt from Plascon and Simon Bray from Private Property. Now, you could win one of the finished apartments valued at over 3 million rand in the grand prize competition. To enter, visit privateproperty.co.za. Winner Home is proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank. After the break, we're chatting more to our guest for today, iconic actress Thoko Ntshinga.
Great to have you back with us on Afternoon Express. Today we're joined by acting legend Thoko Ntshinga, and we asked you for your questions and comments on social media. And on Facebook, Lewin Shire Bachman said, "Hi guys, I'm loving the show today, and I just want to ask Mam Thoko, when she's out in the public eye, don't people overwhelm her with questions? And how did she know that she was going to be an actress?"
Yes, people do. The thing that happens is that people always want to own you. But I've got my children as bodyguards. They always say, it's our time, mommy's shopping with us.
How do you manage that? How do you manage the difference in lifestyles? Because obviously you play lots of characters. I know a lot of my friends are also actors, and they either get called by their character names, so you must be called a million other things, people shouting your name down the streets.
I do.
And finding the balance between personal time and work time?
It's difficult. Once you walk out of your gate, you don't have personal time.
You don't have personal time.
You don't. Yeah. So you just grin and bear it. It's the life you chose.
Lots of selfies you've moved in towards, right?
It's the life you chose.
It comes with the territory.
It comes with the territory.
Now, can I ask you, how's your cooking?
Not so good.
Let's just say she'll stick to acting for now, okay?
Yes.
Well,
These
that's a
smell
good thing
incredible.
then. Yeah,
Thank you so
because
much.
they're really good at cooking.
Yeah, good.
So can I dish
It's
something
all
for
acting
you?
as well, Jeannie, don't
Oh,
worry.
chicken. Can I dish
Yes,
for
I do.
you?
It looks
Chicken
delicious.
wings are my favorite. You just made my day. I love you.
And he's done them in such an interesting way because there's so many different textures and flavors within that dish just by itself like that.
Yes,
So
why not?
you can start with the basics and then just add your layers as you go. So please, Ma, tuck in. I'd love for you to taste and tell us what you think. You're welcome to get your hands dirty on this show.
Can I dish this for you?
This is not the public eye, don't you worry.
Thank you so much.
Do you want one of mine?
I'll bodyguard you. No, you can have two. What's wrong with
Okay, okay.
It's been a long weekend.
Didn't you guys want
They're
to?
looking good.
Actually, it looks
I'm a
delicious.
feeder.
Thank you so
Serve
much.
yourself first, ladies first.
No, I'm good.
Thanks. It's been such a great show today because I'll tell you why. I think being Youth Month, it's sort of gone by already. A week or so has just gone by already of us. We're in our second week of June and Youth Month. I think that young people are really desperate to learn things, and I'm glad we're starting to explore what wisdom has taught a lot of our real successful actors.
Yes.
We've interviewed some of the best who are not these flash in the pans.
Yeah.
And watching what happened at the Psalmers, I'm so interested to know all the loudmouths want nothing at the Psalmers. Fascinating. So it takes it wisdom and age.
Spicy.
No, but wisdom and age comes with so much. It's exciting. Thank you.
You are
Thank
so
you
incredible. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for being on our show. You're an absolute icon.
Mm.
We'll be back again tomorrow between 4 and 5. Until then, have a wonderful evening.
Yeah, and make sure you join us again tomorrow for Afternoon Express and get here early because during the first 15 minutes of the show, we're chatting to the gorgeous actress and TV presenter Dineo Mweketi about her new film, Mrs. Right Guy. Go watch it. And in the kitchen, lemon
Torelli's here.
meringue pie.
Yummy. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow.
Ah,
Oh, yum.
who needs the pie?
The hottest address on TV is Winner Home on Afternoon Express. Proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank.
Another feel-good production.
Hi YouTubers, thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. Join the Afternoon Express family by subscribing to our channel right here. And we'll keep you up to date with all our recipes and of course our fabulous episodes. Also, feel free to leave a comment and share this video. We do love it when you express yourself.